Is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Sharing the love, spreading the light in real time. Friday night love stream.
Very happy to have a guy we instantly resonated with. Unbiased and on the fence. I'm talking about Shane C. Robinson. And his purpose is to rise above the worldviews that are designed to separate us so we can unite as one.
Sometimes you have to sort of take a step back, and I think Unbiased and on the Fence is a really, really good title for your show, because you are in the central point when you're unbiased and on the fence. That's what it means. It doesn't mean you're indecisive. It means you are taking the central point and you're seeing the multiple perspectives.
Unbiased and on the fence.
If you haven't checked Unbiased on the Fence, go and check his channel out. You might like it.
This is Dan Hofel from Talk is Cheap, and you're listening to Unbiased and on the Fence with Shane Robinson.
If this much sincerity enters your life, come to this much. What I know, I know. What I do not know, I do not know. I don't believe anything, I don't disbelieve anything. I'm willing to look at everything. You will become a sensible human being.
Have you checked out our website?
Visit us on the web at uotf.net. You're listening to The Love Stream.
All around the world in real time.
This is Shane with Unbiased and On the Fence. You're listening to the Friday Night Love Stream.
Your calls, your stories, on air. You're listening to the Love Stream.
Sharing the love and spreading the light all around the world. This is Unbiased and On the Fence.
Unbiased and on the Fence.
Welcome everyone to Unbiased and On the Fence. This, of course, is the Friday Night Love Stream. And let me make sure you are unmuted. Nicola, how are you?
Hello, Shane. I'm good. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for staying up so we can chat, even though, let's see, staying up to be in the future. What time is it there for you?
It is now 10:19 a.m. in the morning on the 11th of May in the future.
I love that.
I know, isn't it awesome? I was just starting to watch 12 Monkeys again, the series last night. I thought it was very interesting. Little bit Mandela. Have you seen the series 12 Monkeys?
No, I haven't. I got to check that out. Gosh, it seems like, how long has it been out?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I think I might have started that one.
Yes, yeah.
Does it have like Halle Berry in it, or is it somebody else?
No, I can't remember the actor's name. Well, when I started, I watched 10 minutes of it, and then I decided to go to the shops. But I'm going to start watching it again tonight. I can't remember the actors' names and everything, but it's really good. And I thought, I'd love to watch it, 'cause all that time travel and paradoxes, and I'd like to see how it meshes up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. See what kind of ideas are floating around out there. What about, have you checked out Travelers?
No, but I want to do that. I really do. Yeah, I want to check out Travelers as well. Yes, so that's good, isn't it? I've heard.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah,
that one's pretty cool.
Yes, so, and is it a Mandela effect? What was it called? The you know, the one where they travel back in time in that black and white time portal thing? Is it the time tunnel? Try to help me remember. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. I'm trying to think of it now. I'm just trying to
I think the people in the audience, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name, but somebody will chime in a second.
Yeah, we'll have a look. Yeah, I can't see actually.
We have a nice little think tank here, so I'll keep an eye on it.
It is awesome, isn't it? I'm part of that think tank. Oh, yes, I can't get on there. I can't look on there. That's all right.
You're not able to look on there either? Or use it? I can see it. Nobody's answered yet.
And because I tried to have a look, now I'm double reflecting, so I'm just going to flick myself off. Now, am I still on? I'm still on talking to you. Oh,
here.
good. Yeah. I had to log off of the show because I was hearing my voice. Sorry, everybody. Yes.
Yeah, you can mute it next time. Well, I guess on a phone it doesn't have a separate mute button, does it?
No, it doesn't. No, so, but no, when I tried to switch on the show, then I could just hear my voice from about 2 minutes ago. So that was a bit weird.
That's pretty confusing, huh?
From the I'm in the future, hearing my voice from the past.
Man, mind-boggling.
Yes, I know. So you're into summer at the moment, aren't you? Just breaking into the warm months.
It should be. I thought I was gonna have to turn the furnace on last night, though. It got down into in the house. It got down to 67. I'm trying to think of what that would be in Fahrenheit. We typically like it around 70, so 67. It was a little bit into what felt a bit cold, but not enough to really turn on the furnace. We just dealt with it, toughed it out. But yeah, it was. I couldn't believe how cold it felt because it had been feeling warm.
It was funny. It was really cold here last night too. It was about 11 degrees Celsius. So I don't have the calculator there. If you've got the computer, I wonder whether we're about the same temperature. Wonder.
Let's see, 67 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius, 19.4. So about 19 degrees.
Okay. So I was at 11 inside my house last night, so it was pretty cold. So there you go. So it's cold.
Yeah. Did you turn on the furnace though?
No, I just got
toughed
underneath
it
my
out?
blanket and cuddled my dog, my Steffi. So yeah.
So yeah, you're moving into winter then, as we're moving into summer. That's always
That's
wild.
correct. Exactly. Yes.
Are you ready for winter?
Oh yeah. It's a breeze. It's easy. It's just like English summers, which is your summer. So yeah. No, I love winter.
So you don't really get any snow or anything down there, huh?
Oh, no. Because I live in Queensland, I live in Brisbane, which is a really, really good place because I'm not right up the top of Australia, so I'm not really, really hot. I'm right in the middle, right in the perfect zone, so It's lovely. It's lovely. So our winters are probably just exactly like your summer.
So is it actually warmer up north there?
Yes,
it is. Colder down south?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we do get snow down south. Yep, in Tasmania and down that area. Yeah, they do get some snow. So
wow,
closer
to the poles, though. Yeah, that's that same. Same principle.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Or to the Arctic wall, as they say, right?
That's right, with the flat earthers. Yeah. I was watching Game of Thrones last night, and I can't help thinking of flat Earth with the Game of Thrones. So, yeah. So.
Oh, I haven't watched that at all. That's wild.
You've never watched Game of Thrones?
No, I know about it, but I've never watched it. Is it pretty good?
It's really good. It's been going for 6 years now, I think. 6 years. It started off with Sean Bean from he was in James Bond. He was MI6, the one who betrayed Bond in I forget which one it was called. Do you watch all the James Bonds? Did you watch James Bond's film? Anyway,
like
but anyway.
Once, I wasn't into it to where I would know what you're talking about, but I've seen plenty of them.
You seem fairly, yeah. I think, I forget there was the one. Anyway, it was the one where he jumped out the plane at the beginning, and anyway, I forget. Skyfall, was it? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I think there was some James Bond Mandela effects, wasn't there, or was there?
Oh, yes, there is. Yeah, the one with Jaws with the teeth.
Oh, the Dolly one. Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah, Dolly and her braces.
Yes, and I noticed that. Yep, I noticed that before I knew it was a Mandela effect.
Yeah, I think there was another one that Scott Harrison brought out about. I think it was the pictures of him holding guns or something, and the gun was different than he remembered. Or no, that was, I think, Mandela Effect that was talking about that. But anyway,
Right.
I just didn't know
Okay.
it that well, though. Yeah, but the
No,
way he
I
was,
don't
the
know
kind
that
of
one.
gun.
Yes, no, I wouldn't have noticed the type of gun either. No. But Dolly, I noticed.
Oh, yeah,
straight
that one's
away.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought, I thought it was a director's cut like everybody else did years ago, So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's a trip
so-
for me because I didn't actually see the show, but we had cable television growing up, and that was in one of the cable TV show like commercials where they just show little clips of different movies. And I remembered the clip of Dolly smiling with her braces and the little bling on her tooth, her braces or whatever. And
Yes.
I remember that. And I remember,
Yeah.
so I saw the clip over and over again a ton of times
Yeah.
in that commercial, although I never even really, that I remember, saw the show or the movie.
No. Yeah.
But I definitely remember the braces for sure. So it still is a 100% one for me.
Yes, and that was the whole point of the scene. So to me, so I just figured director's cut. She must have had her braces off with the following week or something, and they decided to change it, or like you normally do. And then oh well, God, wasn't it a surprise when it all came together? I'm still in awe of everything and the malleability of
reality,
everything.
Yeah.
Yes. And how are you going at manifesting things? I'm doing really well. Just now I know that I can manifest. I can just think of something and it happens, just just little things, I can't really think of anything now, but it's very positive. I haven't been on YouTube for a couple of weeks. I haven't been very well, but I'm over everything else. So I've kind of missed. I've caught a couple of your shows, and I've watched your radio show a couple of times, but I did fall asleep because I wasn't very well in between. But you did really well, Shane. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, I was really excited for you. So I didn't see it live, but I, chimed in on the, just went through YouTube and pressed play. So it was great.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Twin Flame Divine Fire people.
Twin Flames, that's it.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're totally like family. They're like, we hit it off right away, and it was just like being reunited with old friends. And then I get that a lot, when we run into people.
Yes, yeah. It's like your soul. Well, you are soulmates. Just like we have soul families, don't we? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe. Do you believe that as well? Like we incarnate
with a certain
again
people.
With the same group of people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know for sure, but I can definitely see.
Yeah,
that being the case. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like we all don't know for sure, but it's like what we feel in our hearts,
right.
Isn't it? And that's what I think anyway. So, and did you know that they actually have found brain cells in the heart?
I heard somebody talking about that before. Yeah, I have heard that a few different times.
Yes.
Was it Braden? Was it Greg Braden maybe talking about it?
Greg Braden, yes, was one, and another source as well. So yeah, I'm sure it was Greg Braden for one, for definitely, and other two sources I've heard it from. So yeah, I like Dean Radin as well as a scientist.
Mm-hmm.
So. Dean, do you know Dean Radin?
Yes,
Dean Radin?
I really like his work a lot. Yeah, he's the one.
Yes.
Let's see. He did the. Is he the heart math guy or the? Okay, I'm thinking of Dr. Persinger. So yeah, he's the. I guess I'm thinking of the heart math guy with Radin, right?
Yeah, Radin is.
I can picture him in my head.
Yeah. He's got bald head with the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and he I think he shared a YouTube channel, 11th Story or 11th History. I wrote a little thing and they pinned my thing up 2 years ago. So I'm very proud of that.
Oh, it's a YouTube video?
Yeah. It's the YouTube video with Deepak Chopra, Dean Madden, all together. And I wrote a little expose on it thing, and it's still pinned up there at the top.
Nice.
But I thought, oh wow,
you should drop that link in there. I'd like to see that. I don't know if I'm aware of his YouTube channel though. I'm sitting here thinking I don't think I've come across it. I've looked into his work a lot, of course. He does the random number generators too, right?
I don't know.
The Global Coherence Initiative. It's where they have these number generators all over the world, and whenever a big event happens, like the whole 9/11 thing, these random number generators start picking up the anomalies and like the global consciousness, and could start picking it up before the actual event happened.
Yes, that's right. Like 3 days before it went off, didn't it? That was
I can't
right.
remember
It goes
how far.
Right up.
Yeah,
yes,
it like peaks at the event rather than starting at the event. It actually it peaks when the towers are hit or when they crumble. I can't remember how it goes, but yeah, it was well before it ever happened that this machine was already picking it up.
That's right. Yeah. Yes. I confirm that with you as well. I know exactly. Yes, it was before. Which it's similar with our brains. They did have you seen on a channel where people were tested at a computer screen whether it was going to be a positive picture or a negative picture. So they did like really positive pictures like waterfalls and flowers and things like that, or negative pictures like
recording
people being
started.
murdered, they had to be really controversial. And then, but the brain actually picked it up to 8 seconds before that they knew somehow that with the monitors on the head that before the picture was shown to the person knew. So you go with your gut instinct. That's what they say. Follow your gut. You do that. So so I can't remember what exactly, but it was people were being shown a picture, and even if somebody was blind, they still got the same readings as well. It's funny. I don't know.
Yeah,
how
I think that was Dr.
works.
Dean Rayton's too. Yeah, where up to several seconds ahead of time, the body would begin to respond. I did notice we had a few people hop into the other talk shoot thing, so you will not hear both conversations from the website. You'll have to listen from the YouTube channel. Just so you know that they're only going to hear me for right now, but that's fine. I just wanted them to know. So so that right there shows how because I've had that happen before where we were going to pull out into traffic and something was like wait and I looked and sure enough somebody blew through the stop sign and it was one of those feelings of hesitation and we they hit the gas rather than the brake, so they really blew through there. It would have been ugly, but I felt that little urge, and what is that? Is that, I mean, we can think of it as angels or God warning us or something like that, but I can also see some kind of mechanism that science shows that you're talking about, where up to 6 or 8 seconds before something happens, the body begins to respond already. And if you can fill that dead end in your timeline, so to speak, like maybe you get smashed or something major happens, your body senses that, like, hey, something huge is about to happen,
Yes, and it is really important to be aware in the present moment to really pick up on things like that. Like you said, so you actually avoided a car crash, did you, just recently doing that's what you said,
well, this was I want to say my 2 oldest girls were I think I had 3 kids at the time. I got 5 total. So this was a while back. This was a while back. But, I often thought of that incident when I saw that study that you're referring to, where it was ahead of time that, and it's happened other times where you just get a bad feeling and you follow your gut instinct. We don't know about those times and how they went well because we chose the right way. You follow what I'm saying? So we don't know what would happen if we hadn't followed our gut instinct.
Yeah, yes, yeah. That's, yeah. I totally. And do an experiment one day if you're a passenger in the car, it's best. Probably not driving, but I used to say to Gary, look, there's going to be a blue car next, and I would see it in my mind, and I would say blue, white, red, and I'd get like 4 or 5 in a row. And but as soon as I started to doubt myself, then it wouldn't. I wouldn't guess. But like coming towards us, like I would guess what was going to come next. This was 15 years ago. I was doing that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
But yeah, you can have fun with it like that. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And the more you believe in yourself, that's the gut instinct, isn't it? So we all know there is a universal consciousness cloud. I'm like there's a cloud, with the computer system. I believe that there is, there's a universal consciousness for all of us that we can tap
like
into.
Like a consensus reality that we're all agreeing upon. Yeah.
Yes, that, and yes. And I was trying to say it in a different way as well. That way, the way you're talking about too, the consensus reality, as well as Anyway, yeah.
I think like what you're saying. I feel like maybe we have our individual consciousness bubble, and then we've got this consensus one. But maybe there's even like an oversoul, Christ, cosmic consciousness, universal consciousness.
Yes.
That we can tap into. And I think that would explain why we have some of these dual memories with the Mandela effect. Like sometimes you remember both. Maybe we're just sort of tapped into, well, my individual consciousness remembers, I have memories of this being this way. So I'm looking at my individual one, but someone else is like, no, it's always been this way. But they're looking at it from within their individual consciousness. And then all we can do is really look at reality. I guess that would be the overarching one. So when their individual consciousness bubble agrees with the overall consensus reality, then they feel like, they're correct, I guess.
Yes.
Because you have that to back up what you're thinking. But we don't have that. We're like, well, all I have is my memories.
I know. I mean, don't we sound bonkers to the other part? Like the other 3/4 of the world. You can't. Yeah. I mean, oh dear. I mean, I've always thought, like, I've had therapy off and on in my life, like probably most people do. I don't know, but what I'm saying is, imagine bringing up to your therapist. I mean, I couldn't.
No way. No way.
Yeah, no.
You'll be switching up your prescription in a hurry.
No, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm actually, I'm not on antidepressants, which is great anymore, but I was. But it put me straight back on them, wouldn't he, or something, like a psychoactive drug.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I just wouldn't take it, Okay. Yeah.
Well, when do you think you'll be able to come back on to discuss crystals? Is that sometime in our near future? Or?
At the moment, I'm going through. I prefer not to at the moment. I'm going through a bit of personal stuff with my family actually. So.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same way with doing healing or energy work and some other things like that. You just have to be in the right, zone to be effective. So I totally get it. But yeah, you're always welcome to come on and discuss that. I'm sure people will find it interesting whenever you want to.
Thank you. I am so grateful that you're willing to wait for me. I mean, you've got all these brilliant guests on, these famous people, and then you're still asking. It's lovely. Thank you very much.
No problem.
And I will. And when I do, I'll do it well. Do you know? So that's that'll be the time.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, because I only give my best. And if I was to come on and do something sort of psychic or anything, the universe would shut me down anyway, because you can't practice anything like that when you've got other people's lives in your hands that are listening to you, and you can do them harm by not doing when you know you're not actually at your best within yourself. So I mean, I'm fine. You understand. Yeah. So actually what it is, I'm getting over more the physical side now. I've got through the mental part of it, but it's the physical. So it's all got to go through, doesn't it, and get better. I've just been having accidents as well. If you can't get forward in life, you find you injure yourself as well. That's something I can. Yeah, that's true. Everything has a meaning. I can tell you a few things at the moment if you like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, a bit of thing. So, like, if you're scared to sort of go forward in life, you might stub or break your toe, because that will stop you sort of stepping forward. So every part of the body has a meaning. So if you hurt a particular part, like in an injury, that's because something you need to work through, and it will give you time to actually work through whatever you need to, like mentally. So you might be stopped to work or whatever, and then things like that. So and if you have a knee injury, you might not necessarily be a stubborn person, but you might be stubborn in your thinking, in not being able to get through to yourself what you need to work through. So I've had a knee injury, but I'm getting over that. But it was so bad that it was almost dislocating. So like I had to be really careful. But I'm strengthening it now. So it's well, if you with family, there's only one person in my family. I won't mention the person's name, because then, you know, if they see this one day. And yes, it's a third party into thing I'm caught up in. I don't like confrontation at all, and I don't want to be like that. So, but I'm caught up in a third party. So it's sort of it's hard that way to please everybody, isn't it? Like to try to So and I'm not like. I just I love everybody, Shane. Like I'm like the fixer-upper person in the family. Always have been, being the oldest sibling out of two as well. So yeah.
It's easy to get taken advantage of too when you're the peacemaker. You know.
Yes. I'm an empath, peacemaker, psychic, so it's very sensitive. But when you can harness those, because they're also good, there's strengths as well. So when you've got those harnessed and you're in tune with everything goes really well. So, but if you if you're empaths, can be very sensitive, as but there's lots of empaths in the think tank here, because we're all that's what we I think the majority of Mandela affected people are either psychic or empaths, or we've all got sensitivity to, because we just don't live in the physical. We've got the extrasensory. Yeah.
And it's a gift, but it can feel like a curse sometimes.
Yes, I always look at it positive, though. I've always, it can feel, it can, but yes, always look at the positive in life. I do. I find you are where you're supposed to be all the time. That's what I believe. But you don't like. Don't dwell in it and wonder, you always want to try to move forward. Yeah. But it's good to take time out for yourself when you need to as well. So, yeah, that's important. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, music is great. If anybody's ever feeling they want to work through things, you put music on. I love that. Like, oh, yeah. Yeah, so
I tell people that all the time. I'm like, if you get so far down, there's got to be some music that'll pick you up. You just got to find that right song for you. Put it on, dance around, act crazy, whatever it takes to get your spirits high again.
That's right. Oh, I love just free dancing. Oh, and isn't it powerful? Like I like Whitesnake, and I love all the 80s stuff. You know,
me too.
Heart. The band Heart. Alone.
Whitesnake and Heart, and oh my God, you're talking my favorite music right here.
You and I, all the music you've listed, they're my favorite songs, and I say to Gary, that's my favorite band too. Like, I've got a whole list of them, and yeah, you and I have the same taste in music. Absolutely, yeah. So I like Bonnie Taylor. I like. Yeah, what do you like as well? Like,
let's see. What about Off the Beaten Path a little bit? Did you like Tori Amos at all, or do you know her?
I would, if you sing a song, go for it. Can you tell me a song?
Let's see. Probably her newer one that was famous was Sort of Fairy Tale. She's a piano player with red hair. A pianist.
No, probably don't know her, but I could, yeah. So I'm going to, could you spell that for me, and I will look it up. And
sure, it's Toriamos.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of an acquired taste. I just wondered. Yeah, it was like one of those artists that, you have to yourself and you enjoy, but not many people know about them, and they never quite make it super big, but yeah, she's a preacher's kid type person, so we always had a lot of similarities with our journey.
Yeah. Passionate.
But I do like the rock stuff. Yeah, like
yes.
Like you mentioned, Whitesnake and Heart. Those are two of my favorite bands. Def Leppard, of course.
Oh, Def Leppard. Yeah. And what's it called? Warrant.
Oh yeah, Warrant. Yeah.
Yeah. What else? I do like that song. Your poison.
Oh.
Poison running through my veins. I don't know. Can't remember. Just
somebody yell that one out in the chat if you know. We're playing Name That Tune.
I think it's Alice Cooper, but it's just one of the. I don't like a lot. Sometimes I just like one or two songs out of a band, like as well. Yeah.
Right.
And John Farnham got me as well. He's Australian, Johnny Farnham. Do you know John Farnham?
No, I think I've heard the name before, but not.
Yeah, he's just because he's Australian. He probably didn't make it big out there.
Oh, what was the Godier from Australia? You know that song, Someone I Used to Know? Someone That I Used to Know? Do you know that
Someone
song?
That I Used to Know.
Yeah, that was an Australian band.
I will know it if you sung it. I'm very bad with names. It's just when I hear the beat, I will know what it is. Yeah. I liked a lot of the techno music when I was back in the 90s doing the dancing.
Yeah, me too. When you were saying Poison, I was thinking Belle Biv DeVoe, though. I'm sure Megan would get a kick out of that. That's a newer 90s, I guess, R&B band.
Which one? What is it called?
Belle Biv DeVoe. they had that song Poison. That's what I thought you were going to start
Oh,
singing.
yeah.
That's what I was laughing when you said that. And then of
Oh,
course I thought of the
seriously?
band Poison with, every rose has its thorn or thorns.
Oh, I love it.
Do you
Yes.
guys know about
Yeah.
that change?
Was there a no Mandela effect changes there? Did you
Yeah,
say?
it's every rose.
Every rose has its thorn. Is that the one you're
Yep, it's
singing?
single.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some people remember it as every rose has its thorns, like
Ah,
multiple.
I'm single. I'm
Yeah,
single. Is that
I think that's the current way.
every rose has its thorn?
Yeah, no S.
And what do you remember then? Originally, thorns for you.
That one left me scratching my head. I can hear it either way.
Yeah.
You'd think you would know, but
Yeah.
I entered a
So,
contest singing that song too, and I recorded it myself. And I was supposed to. It was a contest to see who gets to go on stage and sing it with them for a radio station.
oh
Yeah,
my
but
goodness.
so I actually recorded myself singing it, and I still can't remember whether it had an S or not. It's funny.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's because we all hear it both ways in the end, don't we? So it's like, yeah. So yes, every darkness has its dawn. So you can sing too, can you, Shane? Wow. Like you're
Yeah,
a
all right, I
singer.
guess.
Yeah,
I sing a little
good.
bit. Not too much anymore, but
My favorite thing is karaoke. For my 40th birthday, I got my dad bought me a karaoke machine. That's what I wanted. So with the microphones and everything. So I can't sing very well, but I'm learning to now just by getting out there and doing the karaoke, with my sister. So yeah, it's good.
wow,
I
that's
love
awesome.
belting out the songs. Yeah. So I always Sorry.
I was just gonna say I think Sherry's daughter had a karaoke machine. She was gonna bring to Austin, but she never did bring it. But that would have been cool.
Oh, wow.
Just playing karaoke like that would have been awesome.
Oh, how good would that be? I love Sherry. Yes, she's lovely.
Yeah, she's in the chat tonight too. Yeah, the whole gang's
hi.
here.
Hello. I can hear her saying hello, Nicola. Yeah, in my head, that's all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are psychic. I'm still working on it.
Yes. Do you have do you not have the ability to still to have two people talking at once
If they called in on Messenger, I might, but let's see. Yeah, we have a couple people waiting on the other.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay. Yep.
So we can always have you back again.
Yes,
It's
I'd
always a
love to
pleasure.
talk another time. Yes, sorry if I sounded a bit rambly. I've been up all night. So it's like I've had a couple of bottles of Coca-Cola to stay awake. So thank you.
Yay,
It
caffeine,
was lovely.
right? Yeah, it helps you
Yeah.
through.
It does, doesn't it? It does, yeah. Probably end up staying up all day now. So, yeah. Oh, thank you. It was so good. A pleasure to come on first.
Yeah,
So,
it's always a
thank
pleasure to
you.
talk to you. Lots of love to you,
Great.
Nicola.
Oh, love to you too, Shane. And love to everybody in the chat here. And I'm going to come and join you for a little while. And then I'm going to fall asleep listening to you guys. Yes, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, thank you, Shane.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody. Bye,
Bye-bye.
Shane. Love to you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let's go.
You're listening to the Love Stream.
Unbiased and on the fence.
Alrighty, gonna go back to the phone lines. It's telling me Cleveland, Ohio. We have a 216 area code. You're live. Who am I talking to? Two and six. Are you there? Two and six. 216 area code. Are you there? Hello? All right, gonna go back to the phone line. Sorry about that. I'm not sure why I can't hear you. You might want to... Oh. Let's see. 216, are you there?
Hello?
Hello? Who am I talking to? You're live. This is Shane.
This is Emilio. Hi, Shane.
Hi, Emilio. How's it going? Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. I'm actually new to your podcast, new to the family. My buddy Mel Dumas, he's in the chat right now. He actually introduced me to you guys. I love it. Man. I think you guys are doing some next level stuff out here. I've been looking for videos on YouTube or other podcasts that might shed some light on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I pretty much hit a plateau as far as like new information. People pretty much monetize YouTube for, you know, for views and would repeat the information over and over again. And I think it's just really cool what you guys are doing out here. This is new, updated information. I feel like I'm actually learning something. It's awesome. Shout out to Mel Dumas and Ronnie DeLuzio. If you guys are watching, what's up?
Yeah, well, actually, I saw him there. Yeah, he's still in there. Okay, awesome.
Well, yeah, how are you?
Pretty good. So you're calling in from, was it Cleveland, Ohio? Is
Cleveland,
that right?
Ohio. Actually, I live in Parma, yeah, but Cleveland's right here. So I just wanted to maybe talk a little bit about maybe some of the shift.
Mm-hmm.
There's been, man, it has been crazy lately. I feel like everything that happens has a greater meaning. Mm-hmm. Down to like every twitch of a muscle, down to every time I look in a certain direction and there's something happening that engages me energetically. Messages left and breaking right. It's beyond 1111 or 444 at this time. I'm getting crazy amounts of numbers. I couldn't even tell you the numbers and letters, and then music especially, and then movies.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like are literally like streams of like information download. Like it's really crazy. And then I actually I'm really sensitive to certain energies, as pretty much we all are. If that's nothing new to nobody. And I feel extra sensitive lately. I don't know if you've felt anything like that in the last maybe few months. Even?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's been a mixture too. I felt really excited. Like, why am I feeling so excited and almost anxious in a way at times? I'm just almost like ready to hoot and holler, you know, just because I feel so great. But then other times it feels heavy. Like, I just need to go lay down for a little bit, and I'll take like a 20-minute nap, and then it's like I'm fine again. You know?
Cool. So
You've been having stuff like that, or?
Same page. That's awesome.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of people are having that.
Oh, yeah. So, this is a great opportunity to get my thoughts out. Let me just get my ducks in a row here. I didn't actually think you were going to pick up. That's cool. So, what would you say is the best thing for maybe someone who is struggling right now, or maybe feeling the negative effects, if there are any? I mean, it's all healing. I feel like everyone is getting healed simultaneously, and the healing process is really grueling. Would you have anything to say for anyone who is maybe feeling the lower ends of this stick, per se?
Well, I think it's such an individual thing for people, but I would say probably number one, as a blanket statement, I would say have people to, you know, trust their gut feelings about things. If they have a feeling like they want to change up their diet, or they want to start drinking more water, and just things like that, not to ignore those things.
On that wave.
Yeah, exactly. I think the waves come, and you know, it sometimes it just seems like an idea. You know, like you know what if I tried a plant-based diet right now? So I think sometimes we get ideas in our head and we feel like we just popped off with the idea, but it's actually a suggestion, you know, from the higher help. So I think whatever, if anything, comes that way, and we have what we think is just kind of a fleeting idea, to consider it, because a lot of times when you're in the moment like that, that's when you get those little ideas that, like this channel was one of those little ideas I had, you know?
Wow. You've come very far. This is amazing. The energy just behind me even talking to you, and I knowing everyone is listening, I can feel everyone's energy. It's amazing. So dreams have been becoming way, way, way more similar for me to Earth.
To your waking time?
Almost like, yeah. And it's insane lately, the things I'm able to do in certain lucid dreams. I don't lucid dream every night. It's probably maybe 2-3 nights a week, but 2-3 nights a week I'm doing something crazy, and I'm receiving so many messages in every single dream. It is it's just been blown wide open to me. I feel like I stepped into a higher dimension, so to speak, if that makes any sense. I've been meeting soul family, people that I've met in past lives, and like we both like look at each other and just instantly we both know, I've met you before. Where are you? Who are you? And the whole twin flame thing that's been going on, I've been getting readings from that. The twin flame readings, there's a couple psychics on YouTube that actually do tarot readings for twin flames, and that, man, it's just been a storm lately, and I'm just, are you feeling this as intensely as I am, or is this just like a personal thing?
I think it's a personal thing, but I think it's available to anyone willing to take a moment and tap into it, and it feels like the more you do that, the more you're willing to tap into that, the stronger the connection seems to get. So that's why I was telling people for the last few weeks, I'm like, look, even if I'm not saying go take 20 minutes or an hour to meditate, just take a few seconds throughout the day, here and there, just to ground yourself, really feel those energies coming in, because they feel awesome. But I can see people that are so busy with the daily grind and working and all that, they don't take the time to do that. And I would say, even if you're, every time you go to the bathroom or do something like that, to take a moment, just take a deep breath. Take 10 or 20 seconds to just really breathe deep and feel those energies and incorporate whatever this is, this integration that we're going through. Because I think it's powerful, man.
Wow.
And I think gifts are going to start coming online, We're going to have these abilities, and I think we're already getting them. We just don't know how to use them yet, not properly.
Yeah, there you go. You hit the nail on the head. Wow. Yeah. I've got chills right now. It's amazing. Yeah, that's exactly what I've been really going through. It's like I've been open to gifts. And with my certain set of gifts, it's also kind of like a curse just because of the sensitivity factor. And then you're able to see a little more than you want to see. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
And it just gets a little spooky at times, but I try to walk with God as much as possible, so that's usually never a problem. But I have a question for you personally. Have you experienced any type of like balls of light or orbs?
Man, I'll get them every now and then. I'm trying to learn to not like turn my eyes and look right away, because a lot can happen in your peripheral vision. I think a lot of times we're in such a such a reaction to try to look at what we're seeing that we don't enjoy it, because I think if you would just enjoy it, our eyes are much more sensitive on the edges. That's why when you're in a pitch black dark room, you can see in your peripheral vision better than straight ahead. And I think our eyes are changing, and we're going to start seeing more. And not to look right away. I still get caught all the time, man. But yeah, just to enjoy it, take in what you're seeing out of your peripheral vision, and just observe it without having to look right at it. Because I think we can see more that way.
What I try to do is I look at a blank wall in my apartment, and I try to like be on the other side of the room, so I can like get a real good look at the grid going on in my house.
Right.
And I'll see stuff, and if I meditate on it for like a good 20 minutes, I'll end up just partying with like a bunch of angels. Like, it's insane.
Wow.
And it's fully like, just like this, fully sober, mind you, and completely just in tune to whatever is like going on around me, to the point where I'll see like I'll see a pair of legs walk across the room, or I'll see a orb draw a line for me in midair with its energy. So it'll be a ball of light that turns into a line of light, and then it'll disappear, and it'll bounce around.
Oh, wow.
This is like, I feel like some next level stuff happening to me, and I was just I've watched, this one's a little far-fetched, and I don't ever tell anyone, but this is a very open group of people. I saw an orb flash, it was an orange orb, flash in front of a figurine and move it.
Oh, really?
In front of my face. It moved it and then moved back to its exact position in less than you can blink of an eye. It's so quick. And it literally sent a shock from the top of my head down to the soles of my feet. And I just stood there, and my jaw was like, it hit the floor.
Yeah.
And I instantly got the chills all over. I felt like someone was almost breathing down my neck, but like holding me up at the same time. Like, it was a very spiritual moment. It was very crazy. And this was just not even that long ago. And I've just been, it's like what has been seen cannot be unseen. So I'll be walking around in my hometown, and I'll see spirits in people. I'll see darkness in people. People's auras have been clearer than ever. Absolutely. There's times where I see someone's auras before I see them. Or like the energy gets so thick in a room where I'll have to like not look at the energy just to see the object behind the energy. Like, I'll get blinded by it almost. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this at all, but this is like, it's been happening more and more within the last 2 or 3 months. Like right now, I'm sitting in a dark room, and I am surrounded by fluxing, moving shapes and colors all around me right now. Like, I can definitely see things in my peripheral right now. It's almost like an everyday thing at this point, and I feel like I've never been able to like tell anyone this. And I don't know what to do. I don't know if, I don't like the word schizophrenia. I had a schizophrenic in my family, in my married side, and I always thought it was very, very truthful and wise whenever they spoke, and everyone thought that this person was crazy, and it never sounded like this person was crazy to me. And it worries me that maybe some of like God's gifted children, or like some of these people that end up in these hospitals like against their will and whatnot, just because the things they see, it's almost like I can almost relate. I'm not even going to lie. Like, some of the things, like if I'm around someone who's got a lot of issues, like an addict, let's say, I'm going to be blunt here, like a meth addict, you can see so much darkness in their aura. It's bouncing off of them, going around the room, trying to get on me. It's like plain as day, and it's been clearer now more than ever. And you can really know who to stay away from and who to steer clear from. And but then on the other side, just as dark as it can get light, and you can see so much in people, like on another level, like feathers and talons and tails and all types of like archetypal spiritual stuff like within people. And I don't know if I don't ever consider myself special, because I think we're all capable of doing such things. I'm pretty sure it hits some people faster than others. I'm just wondering if there's anyone out there who shares any of these occurrences, these situations, these synchronicities even. Like, I get synchronicities. Let me tell you something. I was talking to my little brother about how you can see somebody's soul straight through their eyes. I always thought the shape and color of someone's eyes is literally like their soul. It's the closest thing you can get to who they really, really are. And that's what I call soul. And I was listening in the background to a comedian, a stand-up comedian, who was talking about, it was a joke that said something about an older blind man being ID'd for alcohol. Okay? And as I'm showing my brother a picture of this little girl who I thought had the deepest eyes I've seen on someone in a long time, The television shouts, "Look at my eyes. Does it look like I have the soul of a 22-year-old?" Right as I am showing him a picture of this little girl's eyes talking about her soul. It is the
Yeah, I've had those exact ones, so
like,
I know how crazy it sounds, but I've also experienced
man.
those very same ones, man. That's like, it's like you just can't miss it, and you know, like after I had 3 happen in like in a row, and I'm like, what's the chances of this? This is like, you know, it's just so far out there, man.
I started back a little bit ago when my awakening first started. I was actually like chasing my own energetic tail, if that makes any sense with the numbers and whatnot. So I really try these days not to pay attention to stuff. Like I really try to live in the moment. I really try to be in myself more than anything. And it still hits me every time I look at my phone. I have my battery percentage right next to my time.
Yeah.
Dude. without failure, I used to screenshot them all, but now at this point I'm just like, whatever. Like I don't even know. Like the one time I was reading a map while going to work, and something happened, and I felt like something in my heart, and I was listening to good music. That's probably why. And I looked down, and there was literally 7 sevens all across the screen. That was the only number on the entire screen.
Oh, wow.
And I took a screenshot of that one because that one was amazing. 7 sevens exactly. I was completely blown away. That whole day was full of sevens. I went to McDonald's earlier that day and got orange juice with a sandwich and a hash brown. 777. I went to work, took off my boots, opened my locker, and realized I had locker number 7. Like it was just back to back to back to back all in one day. And
so you got the sevens recently? When was this? Because I was getting like sevens. I want to say 2 or 3 days ago. Sevens kept popping up, even on my odometer and everywhere. I was like, "What the heck's up with sevens?"
Wow, yeah, that's a good question. This was actually that day was probably a month ago.
Oh, okay.
It was probably a month ago, and I had met someone who said they were a 7, and their presence stuck with me. Like it was really, really, really weird, and I saw them everywhere. It was just like synchronicity after synchronicity, and I just feel like I don't even know what I feel at this point. It feels like we're like vibrating higher, but it also feels like kind of like a glitch in the matrix. Like something's kind of off. There's some connection either not being made or too much of a. I don't know what to say about it. But I've seen too much weird stuff happening within space and time. Like it breaks the laws of what we've been told, and it breaks the laws of like what your eyes and ears can consume. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I kind of feel like there's definitely glitches in this system, in this illusion that we're in. I subscribe to the simulation theory. I'm not sure if anyone here does, but at the end of the day, I feel like God is like some nerdy computer programmer that just made an infinite universe just to experience it through every single one of us, just to have our eyes. That's why we're connected to God. We can just think about him, and we're instantly in his light. We're in his love. We can pray to him at any time. He hears us 24/7, not just me, not just you, every single thing, plant, material, vegetable, mineral, animal, like everything is connected to this source energy, so that I feel almost as if God made us to experience Earth. And it's like almost like a yin-yang type of thing, like we are him, but he is us at the same time.
Yeah.
And he sees through our senses, maybe, and he experiences every single little thing he's made, from every lowest vibration to the highest, to like love and joy and ecstasy, all the way down to like death and murder and addiction and disease. All of it. The entire spectrum.
It's all learning. It's all experience.
Yeah, and I feel like that's not necessarily, nobody knows what God's plan is, nobody knows who God is, but if I were to place a bet down, I'm pretty sure he's sitting at some hyperdimensional computer with like 8 etheric tentacles controlling this huge control panel with his consciousness, looking at everything in the universe. I wouldn't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it if it's like a, you know, we're the creation of some teenager in his room on a higher dimensional reality. You know, he's playing some kind of Sims 3000 or something, and here we are, you know, trying to figure out how the heck to get out of this thing.
That is also very. I heard that one back in the day, like maybe 2 years ago, and I was blown away because it literally could be just some dude.
Yeah.
It could just be some guy.
It could be some dude that's us. It's like, oh my gosh, I just tried out this new game I created. Oh my God, I totally believed I was really in there and everything. You got to try this, you know? So
I partake in the mystical sacraments. I do like not ayahuasca, but what's found in ayahuasca.
Oh yeah, DMT.
The DMT, yes. I don't know the censorship on your channel. I don't know what's cool, what's not. But let me tell you, whoa, man, zang boom, like it is on like Donkey Kong. Okay, so
you've done the DMT, the vapor stuff.
Yeah, and I've done the actual crystal itself out of a pipe. And
okay, yeah, that's what I meant. Freebasing it. But you haven't done the tea, the ayahuasca tea?
Oh, no. That one, no. I have not. Absolutely not. That one would be...
Okay, did you get a breakthrough? Or did you make it to the DMT tunnel only, or did you go all the way?
I was on the floor. I was in some sort of lobby where I saw nothing but an endless like corridor of doors made of love and light and shapes and colors and hallways and gestures. And they were all like making fun of me because I was too intimidated to go through these doors because I didn't know what was behind them. But the buddy
Let me ask you a quick question.
Let
me ask you a quick question here. So you actually saw other beings there, right? This is these little jester things.
English.
Okay, so when you went into it, did you ask for protection, or did you surround yourself with light, or do any kind of protective thing or anything? This is just for my own data collection. Yeah.
Cool. This is for before the ceremony, we saged the entire place, and we put on music. Okay. And there's been a few times where I've done this, and it's pretty much in my experience, every single time I blast off and go somewhere, the next time I blast off, I end up where I left off last.
Oh wow!
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I keep going forward, and I've pretty much had. The further you explore, the more you've mapped it out. It's easier to go to the places you've already been to.
Oh wow! Okay.
So yeah, my dude who introduced me to it, and he was like bouncing from doorway to doorway like a freaking clown. Like his energy was so crazy. He took his head off of his own shoulders and put it back on, and he was just like laughing at me. He's like, "Come on, dude, come this way. No, come this way. No, come this way. Come on. No, over here, over here." It was so intense. And he already knew. He had most of this place mapped out already. This is my first time being on the floor, breaking through. It was the single greatest moment of my life besides my son being born. It was absolutely...
Well, did you forget who you were at any point, Emilio?
No, I remembered. I remembered who I was in every lifetime. I remember getting sucked through a tunnel of light and seeing on both the left and right side of me, each almost like a window of each life, zooming past me. And I can kind of slow it down a little bit if I focus like my energy on one, and then I kind of saw like how I can jump into that and relive that moment. But I didn't want to. I wanted to see where I was getting stuck through.
Yeah.
And this is after 4 hits out of the pipe, and I'm like, it is on. And I remember specifically, Shane, watching my Earth lives end and something before that. I saw Earth leave me, and I got scared in that moment. Like I was reaching my hands out like I wanted to stop the tunnel because I didn't want to leave Earth. So I saw Earth leave me and shoot away from me for miles, and then I went to this weird place. I don't even really know how to explain it. It's really deep, and the people I was with, they also lived in this place very, very, very far away. It is no longer Earth. It is beyond Earth. And
What was your
don't
appearance
really have
like?
too much to say about it. My appearance was, believe it or not, like the energy. I have different spirit animals and guides, and like totem animals.
Mm-hmm.
I encapsulated the wolf energy. I have a dire wolf in me. So I was a wolf in this place. And I guess that was my energy, like protecting, because that's a very protective energy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was kind of like my little shield, because I was like, I went down there as him. And I
It's
looked
like
around.
your mantle of
and I saw-
bravery or something, right?
Yes. And I looked around and I saw the two people I was with in there as well. And it was a very familiar, like, hey, I'm back. Like,
Now, when you say the two
where
people
did
that
I
you
go?
were with, are you meaning the two people that were actually doing DMT with you in the same room? They were in the DMT world with you?
So
or?
here's the trip. The guy, my buddy, he was smoking it with me, but his girlfriend wasn't. But she is so far into like her evolvement, I guess I should say, her spiritual journey. She doesn't need it. She feels all of the energy regardless, and she can tap into like whatever anyone is feeling. So every time we took a hit, it's like she was like bracing herself energetically to feel whatever we were feeling.
Oh, and kind of tag along with you guys, sort of ride
Yes,
your energy.
we were all
That's
very
interesting,
connected. We were all very, very, very close, and she can feel pretty much whatever we were feeling, to an extent. She didn't see everything, but she was like, the energies like were blasting in this house.
Mm-hmm.
So I went. That was one experience. Another experience was I don't even know how to explain it, because it's when this stuff is real slippery. So
let's go back before we progress to this other one. Let's go back to these little creatures you saw. What did you say that you called them again?
Oh, great. The little jesters, yeah.
The little jesters. What do they look like to you? Because I hear people talk about trolls and jesters and jackals and things like that, but I've never seen anything like that.
Okay, so everything. I wish I can project into your brain the image of the hallucinations, the colors and the shapes. Interdimensional. I saw like interdimensionally. So these shapes I've never seen before. These colors I've never seen before. And then these jesters were made out of that light and shape and those colors. But they kind of had like a real silly, loving, like, hey, welcome to the party. You're back. Hey, what's up? Like, that's how they felt.
Right. But they didn't speak English.
They didn't speak English. They spoke love. And
could these be the clockwork elves that we hear about?
They were small. They were small. I can definitely.
Did they have pointy
elves.
hats?
Yes, they did. Pointy little hats.
They look like kind of like little garden gnomes or something.
Wow. And little skinny, spindly looking dudes with these pointy hats and these weird looking shoes. It was all energy though.
Right.
It was not,
okay.
It was like weird. It's hard to
right.
anthropomorphize, but. So these guys were just like happy to see me. They didn't even really like tell me anything deep. They were just like, hey, what's up? You're back. And they kind of just like greeted me at the door, and then everything, it's so quick. You're lucky if you get 8 minutes. You're absolutely lucky if you get 8 minutes. They say 15 minutes, but it's more like a 3 to 5 minute thing.
Yeah, but it seems way longer when you go deep. You just can't believe it's only been a few minutes. It's like, what the heck? That was 3 minutes? It seemed like at least 30 or something,
At least, yeah. Well, my experience when I went through the whole past life regression thing, that easily took a week.
Oh, wow.
Felt like a week. When I went by, I felt like I was doing a lot of stuff. And a lot of stuff I can't recall. And when I went way, way, way back, I only had the one past life. I saw many, but I only lived it back in one. I remember, I think that time is all happening at once and you can kind of tap in like time travelers. Yeah. So if you want to like have a past life regression, you can actually live something in your past life. And I've been to like ancient Egypt, and I've been to like, as funny as this sounds, and I'm going to admit this to everyone, Mel Dumas, you're going to find this funny. In one of my most recent past lives, I was actually at a Grateful Dead concert. So I had a glimpse of that. I was climbing up what seemed to be like some sort of light pole, and I was charged to the moon and back with energy, howling at the top of my lungs while listening to this music, completely sweating out the acid and everything that was going on those days. I had a very, very, very vivid vision of me actually enjoying a Grateful Dead show in my past life. I'm very sure of it. I'm very confident of that, and that's the reason I like the band so much these days. And the way I found them was really weird, too. I'll get into that another time. But this one was different. This one went way beyond time on Earth. They went way beyond Earth. And I believe, to my knowledge, not to my knowledge, but I had the impression, that's way better. I had the impression that not a whole lot of people or a whole lot of souls get to experience that far back.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's like new souls, you know, in incarnation and stuff. And there's the age-old question, are all souls the same age, or did we all start at the same time, or how are we being brought into existence? Nobody's going to know those questions. Right. But through my experiences, I went way back. I'm talking like I saw Earth fly away. I got so scared. I couldn't see it anymore. It was less than a dot. It was just way back. And it stopped, and I was in this weird cave with this mystical woman who was alone. And I looked over, and my friend was like there, but not in that physical space. If that wasn't even physical, but he was not in the space that I was in, but he was there in consciousness and in spirit. And he's like, he was there, but not there. The other person, she was there, and she didn't even dose. And she was actually there. And I talked to her from way back then, and we both had the same shared experience. We both felt the same thing. We both pretty much, it was, I don't know, it's all vibrations.
Yeah.
So I believe anybody can tune into anything like a radio. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at the chat here. People are saying that, you know, they've never tried it. They're wondering what it's like. They want to try it. And I want to get your opinion on this whole thing, because I guess going into it, for me, I knew there was something more to begin with. And it was a lot like, I guess, like we drive our car all around all the time. We never really pop the hood and look underneath it. So, you know, if you really know there's like an engine in there, and you really know that it's helping you get to where you need to go, you don't really need to see the engine to recognize that it's there and to utilize it in your life. And so I'll say the same thing with DMT. For me, it was like popping the hood open and seeing the engine of like reality or something for a moment. Excellent. So you don't have to see it, but if you already know it's there, it's I don't know that it's going to add or benefit you in any kind of way other than the fact that, I mean, it is a peek under the hood. You know, I would say that much.
Yes,
but,
absolutely. And you only see what you know. At the end of the day, your mind's only going to go as far as it goes. But I feel like also with DMT, you unlock a lot of stuff. And I've had the same instances, kind of like LSD 25. I've had some people take that and just see colors and dance to the music, and they don't really go any deeper than that. And it's a tool. I believe that stuff is definitely a tool that could be used in an endless amount of ways, for good and bad, on both sides of the spectrum and everywhere in between. So it really depends on the person who's going to take it. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And especially with that stuff, you're only going to see what you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're not, if you don't believe in certain things, then you will just hang out, see some funny colors, and, you know, or if you're real deep within yourself and you know yourself, you can have full-on telepathy. You can have full-on, you can talk to dead people. You can travel dimensions. I read from the Akashic Records high on LSD, and I figured out how cancer worked and how to cure it. Really fucking crazy. And it was before a lot of this stuff got mainstream about sound vibration. And the only thing I was able to take back, I saw in my experience, I was under the impression that I was watching cancer grow in my third eye. I was getting like a message, okay, this is how it starts and this is how it grows. And I saw like a cancerous tumor grow. And the only thing, a bit of information I can come back with is that it's cured with sound. And that's all. I don't say that's truth. I don't claim to know anything. This is all just my impressions. And then I've talked to one dead person on accident, didn't even mean to, but he had something to really say, and he came through me and talked to my friend, and he was in the room. And
Was this on the DMT trip or on
LSD?
On LSD, okay.
Yes. Yeah, so that can go as deep as you want to take it. LSD can go literally, you can either just jam out to music and hang out with your friends, or you can do a higher dose and like really try to explore consciousness, like the grid, not just your own, but you can connect to, you can travel dimensions with LSD easily. I've stepped into what I call the entheogenic temple. When you trip, usually inside, it's really cool because the energy encapsulates in itself, like within the walls. So it stacks up on top of each other and gets really freaking heavy. And you can project any shape, color, pattern, thought, idea, concept, emotion to anyone in the room. And they get it. High definition, 16K resolution, instant transmission. Talking without even looking at each other. I did something, it was like a ceremony, it was an accidental, this is during my acid tests. I had my own acid tests. And me and my friends would just sit in the house, listen to music, and eat a bunch, and see what happens, and try to explore consciousness, try to explore our energies. You can project shapes and colors out of your hands like crazy, like basically, it's like Dragon Ball Z, but not, but kind of like Doctor Strange type shapes coming out of your hands, and it's all whatever you want to make it. It's consciousness incarnate, basically, in this space. It's usually within the space. It's called the entheogenic temple. It's like you're free to what I call, quote unquote, stretch your feathers, to really let your spirit loose, open up your chakras, align yourself. I've watched someone in their aura align themselves, and it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Basically, in someone's aura, you can see if they're not aligned, if the colors aren't filled into the shapes correctly. If that makes any sense. It looks like somebody took a computer and hit the paint button, but it just didn't take correctly, and it's outside of the lines a little bit, or you'll see black lines, or smudge marks, or black smoke, or digital patterns within their auras, like that's blockage and stuff and darkness. I watched my friend align all of his colors of the rainbow, all of his chakras, and it opened up like a flower, and every single color fit perfectly within the line of the energy. It was just like a really weird thing. It's all shapes and colors.
He did it himself to himself? He straightened his own out?
Yes, he unlocked it right in my face.
Wow.
And I watched him glow, this heavenly glow. And he got up with so much energy. It looked like fireworks were exploding off of him. And he started dancing to the music in perfect geometrical patterns, like sacred geometry. And he was doing Tai Chi, and he's from the hood in Cleveland. He's never looked at Tai Chi other than movies, and he was doing perfect Tai Chi in the living room. With energy flow, everything. Yeah, deep.
That's
real
awesome.
Deep.
Like tapping into something.
And he basically, he's an old soul. He just didn't know it until he figured it out. And he's like, oh, I know this, I know how to do that. And he's crazy. That's another story. Anyway, the LSD definitely is a tool, and you will use it as you see fit. It will be basically however you want to use it. And it could be both for good and bad, and that's why people have to be careful. And I used to recommend drug use. I do not condone the use of illegal drugs. I do not think anyone should go out and try to find acid and do it. I don't think anyone should smoke anything at all. And I believe that if it comes to the person and it feels organic and it feels like a synchronicity and someone is offering you something and you trust that person, then you make that judgment call. But I've seen too many people who are not fit for it use it and really just spaz out. and it's very dangerous if used in the wrong context. I used to be like, man, everybody should eat this like candy. Here, you have some, but that's not for everyone.
Definitely not for everyone.
Yeah, those are my thoughts on kind of like, the universe around us. It's pretty much, I feel like a big, very, 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 very complicated computer simulation. And I think that it is unfolding, and there's messages to be heard for those who listen. And I believe that this shift that is happening, or has been happening, I almost have this theory that we're in a constant shift because we're constantly moving.
I agree, yeah.
But it could be either or, God's will be done. I believe that everyone is going to make it through. Everyone is going to make sense of everything that is confusing in their lives, and everybody's problems are going to make a full circle, and you're going to become whole, and you're going to know who you are, who you were, and where you're going, and everything's going to be complete, and everything's going to be okay. Yeah. That's my message. I love you all.
Agree.
Thank you so much for letting me talk.
Oh, no problem, man. I appreciate you calling in, Emilio, and welcome aboard.
Thank you so much. I'm going to be tuning in all the time. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I really love what you're doing out here, Shane. Keep it up. This is amazing. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, buddy. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Your calls, your stories, on air. You're listening to the Love Stream.
Sharing the love, spreading the light, spreading the light all around the world. All around the world. Unbiased. This is Unbiased. On the Fence. And On the Fence.
Yes, indeed. Phone lines are open. Going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. that was the Wingmakers material. If you guys don't know, you can find that free to view or listen on YouTube under Wingmakers material. We have Susan with us. It's been a while by design. How are you, Susan?
Good. Thanks for asking.
Well, welcome back. What have you been up to in your neck of the woods? Not too far from me, by the way.
Yeah, so much. Detail is hard to get into, but my mom has sold her home, and we had an estate sale, and things got really crazy because she was relying heavily on me to do the physical work. And, like, while I'd be working, it was in the market so fast, someone would come to look at it, and it was just crazy. But there was so much manifesting through it all, though. It was very chaotic and insane, but there were so many blessings and so many things to manifest. The speed that she sold the house, they offered more than she even put it on the market for, and it just all went down in a couple of months, and that's where I've been not able to kind of keep up with the shows, and I haven't had a phone where I could get in the chat very much. And anyway, but I'm kind of past it all, and now I'm looking forward to trying to sell my home in Oakmont. And anyway, I just want everyone to know, I think of Angie, and I think about calling and emailing, and Megan and Oscar. I'm just thinking of all of this beautiful tribe, Travis and Jill. I'm so glad she got to go to Sedona and do what she did. Shout out to everyone who were protected. I miss Sherry. I want to talk to her. But love the Monday shows.
Oh, yeah, that's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm so glad.
Great.
And you guys are going to be there in August, of course, right?
Absolutely. I'm starting to see us there, and I'm getting so excited. We're going to make the earth shake.
Yeah, I think it was actually, wasn't it? I think it was actually Shira that originally brought up ESETI as the idea, wasn't it, at the Tulsa get-together?
Well, I talked to you about it and told you that I was hoping she would go there while she was in Oregon, and
Right.
it ended up happening. And then we kind of started conversing about it, and other people began to pipe in, and boy, also they began to become so assertive with showing us what was happening there. I mean, James has been doing his talk radio show for a long time, but the last year, everything's ramping up, and I feel so excited for all of us to get together there, and I can't wait. And I hope I sell my home first, because then I'll have no worries about the financial part, but it's all going to work out.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, maybe you can get like a Winnebago home or something.
Yeah, we're talking about renting. We need to jump on board with Diane. Shout out to Diane.
Yeah.
Touch with her. Yay.
Yeah, she's traveling in
Gonna
in her trailer now, isn't she? Hitting the road.
Do what?
I said she's got a travel trailer too, right?
She does, and she's on her property working on it and growing things, and been working on her body, and she's doing well. I think last we talked.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's so nice when we can all get together like that. I hope she can. That would be a lot of money, but I hope she can drive up there. That would be really cool. She could just live right in her home, right on the spot.
I'm hoping we can do what you and Carrie did, like meet up with her on her way and, carpool. Or not carpool, but, caravan, that's it.
Yeah.
Ride together. And Angie might be traveling with her. I'm not sure how it's all going to work out.
Yeah, are you guys planning on flying or driving? Probably drive, right?
I think we'll drive. I think that's what is most affordable. And road trips with people are fun. That's such a beautiful country to travel through, all of it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. Other people weren't too excited about being on the road that many hours, though. I won't mention any names, but...
Yeah. Well, tell Sherry I said hello.
I certainly will. Yeah, it is
Okay.
easier to fly, I guess, there. But I'm like, look, we're going to have to rent a car for a week anyway when we get there, or try to find transportation, because it looks like we're going to have to be making trips to bring our own food and things like that. And I'm sure some people will want to, I don't know, barbecue or something. So I don't know. We'll just have to see how it all works out. But it's a camping trip, so I'm sure we'll figure something
Yeah.
out.
Oh, yeah. Can't. Weather will be right.
I think it's going to be awesome. And I don't know if you heard, but Angela Gabrielle, the one who did the show about her son Christopher that had passed away, and she was getting messages from the other side. His birthday is on the 9th, so we get there on the August 8th. His birthday is on the 9th. I get to actually spend it with her son's birthday that passed away, and that we did the big show on and everything. So I'll be able to get some footage with her on the day. I'm really excited about that, just the way it lined up synchronistically. Got the 8/8 portal, 8/9 is Christopher's birthday. Yeah.
Me too. I'm about to bust with excitement when you're talking about it. I'm so excited because I know Matthew have to have met each other. That's my son who has passed, and I'm just real excited about it. All the things.
Yeah.
Maybe going.
I think they're going to put on a little show for us, too. We'll have the cameras ready. But I expect to see something, for sure. It'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, me too. They know we're coming. They're ready. they're anticipating. Big plans being made, yes.
So, how are you, as far as, do you think, I guess you, Terry, and Shira, or maybe even more people coming?
Yes.
Shira's for sure coming, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And Terry's for sure coming.
Terry's saying, I like flying myself. I don't blame you. I don't know. It's just...
Well, it would be so nice to fly. Oh, my gosh. I would love that. Who knows? Maybe we'll manifest flying.
I think Dan told me 6 weeks before is like the sweet spot. So I figured I'd keep watching the tickets. If they get cheap enough, then I'll go ahead and book them. If not, I'll plan on driving, and I know I can do it that way. And then I'll be able to bring, because I know Terry probably want to bring his guitar. I can throw my guitar in the back and my drone and get some footage of ESETI from drone. I know Jordan Sather captured some, but I'd like to get some of our group from the drone. That would be kind of cool. So it'll work out either way,
Yes, I'm very excited. This is so fun. And what we're doing right now, this is part of our manifesting, because we're talking about it and we're beginning to imagine ourselves there, and I'm just really excited because that's part of we're manifesting it.
Oh,
it makes me feel more confident about it all, that we're going to make it. No problem.
Yep, and we did it before in Austin, so.
Yes, we did.
So it's like this is practice. We did it with Austin. We did it with Tulsa and then Austin and now ESETI, and this is huge. The next one we might as well just make it the Earth itself and bring 5D here.
Earth. Well, that's amazing. Great. Well, I'm not the line.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate you calling in, Susan.
Yes, and my love to everyone. I'm just thinking about so many of us, and I'm so excited for our trip. And
yeah,
anyway.
Me too. Okay, talk to you later. Lots of love to you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Love to you. I just heard my feedback. That's why I paused.
Let's go.
You're listening to The Love Stream.
Unbiased and on the fence.
Alrighty, gonna go back to the phone lines. 614 area code. You're live. Who am I talking to?
Hello, Shane. It's Nicola again.
Oh, hey, you made it in on a different number. Awesome.
Hello. I got in. I just wanted to try. I've never got in on the phone number before again. I got in through the American number.
Oh, really? And it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, huh?
Nothing. No, it doesn't. No. sometimes I can get in through the American number, but I can never get through on the Australian number. So, but sometimes I don't get through on the American number, so I don't know why. But anyway,
That's a nice
so I
tip,
just dial
though.
the American number.
Okay, that's a nice tip
Sorry?
for people to know in Australia. If you're having problems, you can try the American number and
Yes.
you might get through. So, yeah, because
That's
they're all
right,
international, really, I think. But so yeah, if you're not getting charged, I don't see any reason why not. Plus, you could always go on the website too. That's pretty easy if you're on a computer.
That's right. Yes, yeah, but yeah, well, because I'm not, but yeah, that's easy. Well, there's plenty of ways to get through, isn't there? So, yeah. Yeah, so I just wanted to say hello again. And, is somebody else waiting as well? Have you got somebody else waiting in the call line at the moment?
Actually, I do a 208 area code's waiting.
Okay, that's all right. No, I just wanted to see if I could actually get through. So,
Yeah, it worked.
So,
That's awesome.
Okay.
Well,
All
thank
right.
you for checking back.
Thank
I'm glad it's
thank you.
working now.
Yes, I'm glad too. So, yeah, that's wonderful. So, thank you for talking to me earlier, and I'll let you get to your next caller. So,
Thank you, Nicola.
that's
Lots of
great.
love.
Thank you, Shane, too. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Okay, let's see. Gonna go back to 208 area code. Who am I talking to?
Elizabeth from Boise, Idaho.
Hey, Elizabeth. How's it going? Welcome to the broadcast.
Good. Thank you. I talked to you once before, quite a while back. I've only called once before. I've been listening to you for about a year now, back since I first noticed the Mandela effect.
Oh, yeah, that's trippy, huh?
Yeah. But the first thing I wanted to say was this is in reference to Emilio and what he was talking about LSD and ayahuasca and those kind of things, and also about kind of being in a matrix and a computer simulation.
Sure.
And just my thoughts on the whole thing as far as what goes on when you go in there. I've never done this. This is just an intuition that I have about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like this entire reality that we're in, like a computer simulation. And then when you take one of those hallucinogenics, it's like sneaking into the background of the simulation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like getting into the background of a computer game, into the technical,
Right.
the programming of it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Totally, yeah. That's sort of like my analogy with popping the hood open and taking a peek underneath. That's just a similar analogy to how I was picturing it too.
Yeah. But the problem is that if you don't know what you're doing and you're just popping in there and you're looking at all of this stuff, it's like inside the programming of this matrix is all possibilities.
Right.
Of everything, everywhere that you could possibly imagine that we've never even imagined. And we go looking in there when we don't know what we're doing, and that's where people get into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my intuition about it, and I just wanted to add my 2 cents.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that's good advice too. I think there's a difference.
Yeah.
I think intention's a huge thing. So I think if someone's sort of going into it asking for guidance and help and protection and all that, rather than just sort of going to having a recreational experience where you're just maybe at a party using drugs.
Right.
I think, and you're just kind of wanting a high out of it or something cool to happen. I think,
Yeah.
if you kind of go into it recreationally, you don't know what you're going to get. But I think if you go into it with the right intention and positive and stuff, I think people have a real positive experience most of the time. But
Yeah,
I agree
think
with you.
so.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. You're right there where you can manifest anything. And if you're sort of
Exactly,
just going around
and that's
pushing
why
buttons.
some people can manifest fearful situations.
Exactly. Yeah, and it happens all the time in our dream state, I think.
Yeah, only the thing with the hallucinogenics is that you can bring it back out with you, and then some of those experiences can stay with you and pop up at other times when you're not doing that. Kind of like he was explaining about that girl that could be right there without even taking it. And I don't know, to me it's just kind of like messing around with something that we really don't understand yet. But that's just my 2 cents.
No, I agree.
But
that's the excitement of it for some
reason,
people, I think.
Yeah, true. I can understand that. That wasn't the main reason I wanted to call in, though. It just, I was listening to him, and that intuition just came to me, and I thought I would add it. But the main reason I wanted to call was to just say that I've been listening to you for a good year now, and I've just watched how you personally have opened your consciousness and opened your mind and your heart and your soul to all kinds of new possibilities, and the way you've done it has been just an inspiration to me.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's actually real liberating when you can get to that point where you start realizing that you don't have to worry about anything other than the love portion, That's really our
goal. And personally, I've sort of come alongside you, kind of the same. I was a teacher of Course in Miracles for a couple of years, and then we moved on. The whole group moved on to a different course of study, and we've remained as a group. There's 10 of us that have been together now for 3 years that have just grown in our understanding of who we truly are, and it's just wonderful to watch other people coming along that same path. And,
you can really
getting
see
to
it.
that place.
Yeah, you can see people starting to wake up everywhere, just wherever they're at whatever level they're at. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
Sometimes it feels like it's not fast enough, but when you focus on the people that are waking up, you can see progress being made, and I think that's a good thing.
Yes. I watched a YouTube earlier. I guess I can't mention who it was.
Sure, you can mention it if it's something you recommend.
Well, I do, because I like a lot of the things he has to say. I'm not recommending his whole scenario, but I do like watching his videos, and it's Bentino Massaro.
I don't know if I know
You're
him.
familiar with him?
I probably...
You've not watched anything?
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know. I'll have to go check it out.
Yeah, check it out. He's got a lot of really good things to say. He's pretty deep, and you really have to be willing to take it in to understand everything he puts out there. But he put something out today that I thought was really cute. It's about love. It's called The 5 Laws of Love. And the first one is, let me see if I can get this right. The first one is, approval is not love. Love is unconditional.
Right. That's good.
I cannot give anyone love, and no one can give me love, but I can shine the hell out of love.
Yeah.
I just thought that was really cool. And it's true, because you really can't give someone something unless they want to take it from you. right?
Yeah.
You can extend love, you can be love, and you can be loving, but you can't, really give someone something unless they want to take it. And I don't know. I like that analogy.
I'm trying to find. How do you spell his name? Do you know right offhand or no?
Oh, it's spelled kind of differently. It's Bentinho.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is.
Massaro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, this guy looks familiar to me.
Yeah, he can be a little abrupt and right in your face sometimes, but he's got a really good, powerful message of truth.
Very good.
And yeah, I recommend it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I've seen anything in a while, but he looks familiar. I don't see any videos that I've seen, though. But yeah, I'll definitely check him out. That's cool.
I'm trying to think of the one
I always enjoy
that
finding new people.
I watched the other day. That was really good by him. See if I wrote it down.
Yeah, I'll post this link into the chat for you guys if you guys want to check.
Yeah. The one I watched that I really liked was called The Moral Code of the Universe.
The Moral Code of the Universe. Is that pretty new?
Yeah. I would say, actually I can't say for sure because I didn't write the date down. Okay. But I think all of his stuff is like, or most of it is in the last couple of years.
Okay. There it is. 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
All right, cool. I'll post this link down there too. And now it's in my history,
okay,
so I can check it out. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And the last thing I wanted to ask you about, I've been listening to you talk about this trip you're going on, and the name of it is the E-Ceti Ranch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's spelled E-C-E-T-I.
Okay. And I'm wondering where that is exactly. Is that Mount Shasta?
It is. I think it's by Mount Adams, actually. It's near Trout Lake.
Adams.
Yeah, let me see. If you go to ECETI ranch.com, I believe it is. Let me double check. Oh, it's just eceti.org. ECETI.org.
.org. Okay. Oh, look and see. It was just kind of coincidental because my group that I was telling you about, we're talking about wanting to go to Mount Shasta.
I don't think it's that far away, though, because that's in Northern California, right?
And I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with either of these places.
This is the place with the UFO craft, and they've actually got a YouTube channel you can go check out. And I think, Mount Shasta's had activity as well.
Yeah, that's why they brought it up. So that's what I was wondering is if it was the same place or not. I thought that's coincidental because, they're all wanting to go someplace like that. Maybe we should go to where you guys are going.
Oh, definitely. And it's like no charge for it. It's just whatever they charge at the place. So I think it's like $10 a day.
I'll look into it and
I'm actually going to do a video. I'm going to do a video on it that explains where to go and how to reserve and all of that good stuff how much everything is, just to make it easy for everybody. So I'm really waiting to find out all the final details on that. But we do have the date. It's August 8th through the 11th.
August 8th. That's what I heard. and that would be wonderful. I don't know if I could go. I'm facing some surgery here pretty soon, and I don't know how long I'm going to be laid up. But if I'm healed by then, I really want to go.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So I will keep watching and looking for that. And the reason that I never chat on your chat, and you guys have not gotten to know me, is because the only way I watch you is on my television.
Oh, okay.
I have a smart television, so I don't have a keyboard or anything, so I can't type anything in. And I don't have a smartphone. So if I want to use the computer or something, then I got to use somebody else's smartphone.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm glad you called in. At least you have that you can do.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I did too. It was nice talking to you, Shane.
Yeah. Are you able to watch the chat at all?
No, I can't see it at all. No,
Oh,
I can
okay.
only hear what you say about it. Yeah. That's
Okay. Okay, so I'll start making sure that I say what's being said when I. And that's funny that you said that because I say that to Jose all the time. I'm like, it makes it hard to watch when you don't say what they said in the chat and you're responding to it. And so
yeah.
I'll be working on my car and I'm trying to touch my screen with my dirty finger to try to see what the chat said. What is she responding to? That's funny. Well, awesome. So yeah, I'll keep you posted. How long of a drive would that be? Would you have to fly in, or?
Oh no, we'd drive. We'd probably take 3 cars and all of us pile in.
Just make a little.
Well, no, I take that back because they're probably just 2 cars because there's 2 people in our group that wouldn't be able to go. They're handicapped, so I think it would be difficult for them to do a camping trip.
Yeah, I think the tents, and I'll have it in the video when I find out the details, but they even have tents you can rent out with air mattresses in them, so it wouldn't be like a sleeping on the ground sort of roughing it out.
Yeah.
You know, and they wouldn't have to set up the tents and stuff, so it's still an option, you know, if the weather's good.
Yeah, yeah. And then do they also have like cabins and rooms and things too if you wanted to do that?
No, I think they're going to be adding some cabins, but they had 1 cabin with 4 rooms, and I was going to rent it, but they said that we're actually going to start construction, and it's not going to be available. So, if you want a room, you'll have to get find some nearby lodging if you want.
Nearby a hotel or something.
Yeah,
I see.
But it's by Trout Lake, so I guess you could look in that area and figure it out, or go to.
Yeah, there might be some lodges around. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
Super 8 or a Motel 6 or who knows.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, I hope it all works out. We'll give it a shot anyway.
Sounds good, Elizabeth. Thanks so much for calling in. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Sure. You take care.
Okay, lots of love to you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Love to you too.
Let's go.
You're listening to The Love Street.
Unbiased and on the fence.
Wonderful. Call. I'm looking here. Idaho. So, yeah, you're the next state over, Elizabeth. That's not far at all for a drive. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, so I'll be going right through Idaho, I guess, if I drive, or flying right over it. Let's see. Bentono Massaro, need to check him out. Let's see. Yes, James Gilliland. I'm going to try to get him on, too, at some point before, just to discuss it and stuff, because he's got all the equipment. And because some of the craft you can't see unless you have the infrared vision or whatever. All right. Put a little music on to round out this hour. Again, that's the sounds of the Wingmakers music, available for free. How's it going, Shira?
Man, it's going good. Am I on? Are we chatting? Or
Yeah,
just
we
saying
are
hi?
live, officially. It's nice to have you on here.
Awesome. I'm doing great. I just have been helping my mom and my dad all day. We've been moving a bunch of stuff around and cleaning up the house and clearing out shop so we can move on to the next best thing. So helping each other manifest and create and
Don't you love
moving
moving?
forward with. Oh, it's so
I'm
good.
just-
It's so good. And being out with my parents has been so good. I've been out here for 5 months now after separating a long-term relationship, and I wish it all the love and light, both of us, to move forward in a new direction that we're going. Hopefully it'll be in the 5D for both of us later down the line, but I'm happy to be where I am right now.
Yeah,
So,
and for those who
yeah,
might remember,
that,
you were
and
on the video. You were actually, this is Shira, she was from the Austin video, when we were all sitting out on the deck, and Susan was on there as well, that's the previous caller. We were in that last scene out overlooking the water at Diane's place. That was nice.
yeah, and we did some dancing. I think there was like a good little sketch scene there of us dancing.
Oh, yeah, when
In
Sherry
the
had you
video.
guys learning her routines and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, that was
sure,
awesome.
we do that. So we did. That was a fun time, memorable time.
It was. Didn't you feel like we were just able to be little kids and have a blast?
Yes, I feel like everyone there just cut loose, and my dad brought his guitar, I brought mine, and we all just felt free to express ourselves and connect with each other, and it all happened with such flow and natural energy. We all kind of tapped in together, I felt like.
Yeah, and we're going to do it again in August. I think that's
I'm
awesome.
excited. So yeah, I
Okay,
was actually
so
trying to
you've been there
contribute-
before, so we should probably
Yeah,
talk
East
about
City,
that.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's where I was going with it. Yes. So it was last year, around August. No, not August. It was June of last year that I was going to visit my very best friend in the whole world, Boston. And I went to see her and a dear friend of mine, Jason, in Seattle, Washington. And my mom was just screaming, if you haven't made plans to go to East City, please just go. And I'm just like, okay, sure, cool, and right, whatever. That sounds interesting for sure. I don't know what's going to happen, so let's open up our minds and let's go. And Boston loves to camp, so we agreed that let's go out there and be in nature. We love nature. This would be awesome for us. So now it was, and and Boston was such a dear. She knew that I needed to sit next to James and save me a spot there for him as soon as I was done chatting it up with all kinds of other people. She said, Shira, I saved you a spot right next to James. And I was like, oh, cool, thank you. So I did. I sat right next to him, and we chatted all night. He showed me all of his little techie equipment, and this man is so extraordinary. I had no idea who I was sitting next to. But I remember sitting next to him and talking about what he was seeing, and I could sense that he was just completely submerged and connected with the activity that all around us. And we saw lights going through the sky that did not act like satellites. They flared up. They split off into two other lights, would move around in sporadic ways. They weren't consistent. They say if you see a satellite, it'll move at a certain even pace all the way across the sky.
Yeah.
So what we saw were different lights that would get fired up and powered up, and they would take off and dim and play with each other. I don't even know how to describe to you. If you go to the videos on ESETI, you can see it, and that's what I saw.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it, quite a few of them. It looks exciting to me.
Oh, it's amazing. And I just have heard so many stories, and from that experience, of course, my mind was blown, and I just branched off in all kinds of directions on the ET front and trying to understand what else is out there. Wow, this really is real. I really think it is, and I don't think any of this is questionable, that there's something that we don't know about that's out there. Or even inner Earth, that's right here, you know. So that just blew my mind open, and ever since then I've been connecting with, communities that are reaching out to understand, extraterrestrial life or other world, or what am I trying to say, the higher dimensional beings that do exist, and trying to understand them a little bit better. Star families, where we come from, what's our Akashic records, and how are we connected to one another? It became
And
very
how can we start
fascinating.
making contact? That's huge, you know?
And how do we make contact? Yes. And off and on, I've definitely tried to practice meditation with intention to make contact. And I've heard so many people talk about, oh, you have to be careful, and you have to concern yourself with this and concern yourself with that. And I think the most important thing that I've gotten from everyone's cautions and warnings is to make sure you know how to interact with, if you experience negativity, to invite the negativity, to move forward back to, or move back to the love light, send them on their way with love. As long as we take that approach, then we're fine. And I don't believe, in addition to that, that we can really approach anything with fear, or we're not going to go where we want to go, ever, anywhere in life.
Yeah,
in
fear
this
always
dimension and
slows
other
us down.
dimensions.
Yeah.
We have to get rid of fear. It's not the thing that it shouldn't be the driving force behind anything we do, I don't think.
Yeah.
But
so what's the energy like
James
when
was
you're out there?
extraordinary.
Did you actually stay the night there, or did you just visit at night?
Well, we danced around with the idea of staying. Actually, James had offered for us to stay in one of his little cabins, and we declined because we had other plans that we wanted to make sure we were sensitive to each other's time and needs, and she had things that she needed to take care of the next day. So we were sure we left probably about 1 or 2 in the morning, but decided just to go on our way. And we wanted to, and she was actually going to go back and volunteer. I think it was a couple weekends back, but she missed it because of work. So I guarantee you Boston will probably be highly motivated to join us. I can only imagine. So I'd be real shocked if she doesn't, but it's okay. Everything happens how it's supposed to. But as far as the energy goes, I felt it was really strange. There were moments where certain people would kind of shift in and out of the group. Some people seemed like it was they kind of stumbled across it too, and they weren't real sure what they were walking into, and didn't have real high hopes, and maybe even had kind of a comical edge to them, like they were ready to just kind of make fun of it, you know?
Yeah.
You just didn't see as much activity when some of that attitude was present. In fact, that attitude is quite distracting. And I think maybe that's how they feel up in the sky too, because it just seems like it's not as active. But when there were energetic groups of people around, you could definitely notate that the sky became more active as well. And I love how James was so in tune to that, because he kept pointing it out to me. If I wasn't paying attention, I wouldn't have known. Or if it wasn't for him helping me pay attention, I wouldn't have really noticed it. But he would go, look, there's just not as much going on. Not that he pointed out any one person. He just kind of explained that if the energy's right, then they'll be present. So you could make your own observations from that. But I was noticing what he was noticing. And the coolest part, and I have this image, one other person that was there took it for me, but he did say to me before he walked out into the field, do you want to see some activity? Watch this. And then he walks out into the field, and he says, I'm going to invite the orbs to play with me. He said this before he walked out into the field, obviously, but he goes, I'm going to invite the orbs to play with me. And he went out, walked in the middle of the field, and just lifted his hands to the sky. And the people that were there taking photos, there were people there taking photos of this. And one of the women showed me the photos that she took, and it was a ton of orbs that just swarmed all around James, came showering down on him. Yeah, a really beautiful photo, and I have it in my phone still. And I begged her, please text that to me right now before you forget, before we part ways, before anything. Please text me that. I have to have that photo. Oh my God, it just blew me away. And I have it, and I have her number as well. So definitely creating and keeping the contacts that I made there very special, experience there.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
He knows.
I'm excited.
Yes, and the bigger presence of people that come with that energy and that intention of, I'm excited, I want to know what's going on, I want to make contact, I want to see something I've never seen before. If you come with that energy in mind, and I feel like everybody in our group is there.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a family reunion with our star family.
Yes, I feel like we'll light up the sky.
Yeah.
Or if not that, then definitely each other. Either way, it's going to be wonderful.
Totally. I feel the same way.
Yep.
That's awesome.
It's pretty great. I'm so excited. Definitely I've locked down if I'm going to do anything this year, that's going to be the one.
Are you up for the drive?
Oh yeah. I've flown before. I've lived in the Czech Republic. In 2012, I moved back, but I lived there for a year. And I'm used to 16-hour flights. So if I took a plane, that wouldn't be a thing for me. I love a road trip, preferably if we've got a good group of people around us. It's so much more fun. Plus, you can stop and take pictures and look at other things. And
Yeah.
And
That's how
and
I
my
look
mom's
at
over
it.
here side talking to me, saying that we can totally carpool.
Yeah, get a little caravan going. Yeah, because I wanted
That's
to
what I'm
see.
thinking, RV.
There's two places I was wanting to stop. One was, and it depends on their location. I think they're going to be in Kansas somewhere at the time, but I'd like to see Alan and Sandra, the twin flame divine fire couple. If they're on the way, I would like that. But also Suso, he's in Colorado. He works at a bar there, and I thought, man, that'd be cool if we can navigate through there. That'd be cool to stop in and say what's up to Suso and get some pictures with him, footage and stuff.
Yes.
That'd be great to meet him in person. So, yeah. So even if I'm sure if we're doing a little caravan thing, I'm sure you'll be happy with wherever we stop anyway. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. And a neat little tribe on the way, and connect with some other beautiful people. Always down.
Yeah.
Always welcome.
We could stream and meet at some Starbucks on the way. That's what I did with Joyce. Joyce did the biofield tuning healing sessions with me, but I'm not sure if I think she's still at ESETI volunteering because they got that big event. So that's what she's been up there doing for the last few months. But yeah, I forgot she's going to go through the 4th of July event, so she's still there. I don't think she'll be there still in August, though. I think she'll be back home, so we're trying to get her to stick around.
Well, maybe we can just catch them along the way.
All right.
And that would be so cool if anybody else is kind of along the way that can't make it. Maybe just go ahead and speak up and start putting that out there. Maybe we could connect. That would be so cool.
Yeah, to get a little caravan going, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Banners, flyers,
definitely.
honking our horns and playing our music loud, going down the highway. We might, by the time we get up there, have a little following of people on the side of the roads waving at us with signs and stuff, huh? No, it won't be that
I love
bad.
that idea. I could totally
That'd
see
be
that
cool,
happening.
though.
It wouldn't shock me. Yeah, definitely. They're like, oh, these guys are high vibe. We're going to go where they're going.
Yep.
They're going to take us to another world. Yeah. Little do they know. Cool.
Yeah, we're the crazies.
Well, all right. I don't want to hog the line, but I wanted to make my first call in and say hi.
Awesome, Shira. Yeah, it's always good to talk to you. And, yeah, I can't wait to see you at ESETI.
Oh, I'll see you at ESETI. I'm so excited. Cheers. Love Vibe Tribe. Love you all.
Lots of
Hi,
love to
Carrie.
you.
Hi, Osco. Hi, everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Your calls, your stories, on air. You're listening to the Love Stream.
Sharing the love and spreading the light all around the world. This is Unbiased and On the Fence.
Gosh, you gotta love that Wingmakers material. Let me bring in, let's see. Okay, I think you're unmuted. Lucianne, are you there?
Yes.
Welcome. Welcome back to the broadcast.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
618, that is Illinois, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, welcome to the broadcast. How you been feeling?
Better. I kind of had that throat thing that everyone's been talking about. I think I shouldn't have slept under a fan the other night. It turned off cool, and I woke up with a little congestion, but better. So no complaints, really. I had a question for you.
Okay.
So it was the last question that I asked you the last time when we had to end but not talk. What has been the best part of your day?
The best part of my day. I guess now. Yeah.
I love it. So can I give you a gift?
Sure.
From the Himalayan, how you say it? Himalayan?
Somalian? Okay.
Yes. A very dear friend of mine brought me a gift that came from there. So I would just like to share that with everyone. But for you especially, because you gave the perfect answer always now. So these are a set of Tibetan chimes, heavy brass on a leather.
Yeah, that's nice.
And they're so clearing and beautiful, and I just had to share since you had this.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you. One last time.
Sweet. What's been the best part of your day, Lucianne?
Right now, as always. Because you make me laugh just by giving that now answer, because that's kind of what I was searching for the last time, and you said something about earlier in the day with your daughter or something, so I don't quite recall the answer, but yeah, it just made me laugh, because you're present right now, and that's the perfect thing. Yeah.
That's really all we have, isn't it? But it incorporates it all, too, in a way, you know?
Yeah, and enjoy every minute of it. Even, I think about it so many times with so many people you've talked to tonight, even when you get activated by somebody and you just want to come undone, so to speak. Excuse me. Transmute it, clear it with laughter. Just burst out laughing. The other side, they don't know what to do with laughter. They look at you like there's a stupid look on their face, and it's usually aimed at you, but whatever, that one finger pointing, there's three more pointing back at them, so they get in their own karma. I love laughter, so thank you for sharing that perfect answer, Shane. I really enjoyed your show, by the way, since I found you almost 2 years ago. So.
Oh, awesome. I'm so glad you called in.
Thank you. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I enjoyed the chat. All of your guests and everyone who listens, just love and light to you all. Just be your sovereignty, be your freedom, and be your divineness. That's all you can do. And laugh until you cry.
Yeah, it feels good, doesn't it?
Yes. Thank you, Shane, for doing what you do.
Oh, thank you for being here. It would be nothing if you guys weren't here, you know? So I'm glad we're all together.
Yes. Spread out as though we may be, it's a great thing to connect. So thank you for what you do, and for everyone who connects out here with everyone that they connect with, being love and joy. Yeah, that's all I have.
Well, thank you so much. Lots of love to you, Lucianne.
You too. Thank you. Love everyone. Thank you. All right.
Bye-bye. So, yeah, someone was in the chat asking about, let's see, who was it? Oh, Not So Fancy Nancy. Yes, I did just get your message. We are booking at the ranch. Okay, so we're not going to have any issues with space because they got plenty of camping for the amount of people we have coming. So it's not up on the website yet, the date that we're going to be there, August 8th. It stops like a week or two before that. It stops at the end of July. So it's not up there to book just yet, but I wanted to get the date out there because people need to get off work or try to take time off work, or they want to try to get plane tickets and all of that good stuff. So just know that we're going to be there August 8th through the 11th at East City Ranch. As soon as we're able to actually book tents or camping space or all that, you don't even have to. You can just show up and pay at the gate as well. So you don't even have to reserve anything. And I will have more details to come on that as soon as I have them. But, everybody was really pushing for the date, and I just wanted to get the date out there just so we can all say, okay, this is the date, 8/8. It's perfect. So just remember 8/8 of 2019, and it's through the 11th, 8/8 through the 11th, East City Ranch. And I will be back tomorrow with Eileen. I'm not sure now. We'll see if she's able to chime in. We might have a rebroadcast of Cynthia Sue Larson, possibly. We'll see if Eileen's able to join us. But we'll be here either way. I'll be here in the chat or live, depending on how everything unfolds. But pretty sure to be business as usual, as they say. Tomorrow night we'll be here either way. Lots of love and light to each and every one of you. Have a good night.
If you'd like to support the work I do, go to paypal.me/UOTF. Thanks.